If you guys are looking for any cheap and reliable coins, check out MMOPO.com. Use the code PINGU at checkout to get 8% off. You guys, welcome to Season 2, episode number 15 of the Derby Current Live, and to start off this episode, we're currently 6th in the table, 55 points, only 3 points off Leicester, who I think we did lose in the last episode against, and unfortunately dropped those 3 points, and it could have been, we could have been within a point of Leicester. Yeah, we did lose 3-2 away, but we did win the cup game, which then led to the really big cup win against Spurs, which has now led to the semi-final against Manchester City, so we will be playing that game in this episode. Obviously, there are quite a few away, well, technically all the games are away in this month, and then we've got the Chelsea at home and the Manchester City in the final day. It's really dependent how many games we do in this episode on whether we win this semi-final. If we do win it, we'll only do four games this episode. If not, then I might be tempted to finish off the season. It's really down to whether we can beat Manchester City at Wembley, of course, in that FA Cup game. It would be really good, because then it means it's a way of getting to the Europa League, I'm pretty sure. So, and it'll be also nice to win some silverware. Obviously, Artur Cabral with 34 goals. He's been kind of stuck on that mark for a while now. He's not really scored in a reasonable amount of games. I don't know if the game's literally put a cap on him now, that he has hit so many goals. But yeah, I think I'm preferring this back four with Fosu Mensah at right back. He's not exactly the best going forwards, but defensively much stronger than DeAndre Yedlin. So I think this is what we'll probably go for. I do need to play these two players for a few more games. I'll just quickly check and see how many more appearances we need for the youth players. We do have a 94 manager rating, so it does show how well I've done with doing these objectives in terms of keeping the board happy, and obviously finishing 6th in the table has really helped out a lot. So Innocent Yuan needs 7 more games to play, and I think Georgie V only needs 3 more games. So I do prefer probably the midfielders to the defenders, of course. So I think we have got at least 7 games left in the season, haven't we? We're 4 games there. So we literally have to play them in every single game if we are going to get the objectives done, including that FA Cup game. So a little bit annoying, but that's what the situation we're in now. So let's go into the game against Southampton. Obviously, we are signing Danny Ings on a pre-contract, so hopefully he doesn't score against his future club. And yeah, obviously we tried Batshuayi from the start in the last episode. He's a good striker, and obviously that's one option. If Cabral does get sold in the summer, obviously I think a lot of clubs, like hopefully like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, come in for him for like a lot of money, and then financially we're sound and we can invest that money in a new striker. And it is a bit of a shame that Delap and Ida haven't really played this season, but when you do go to the Premier League, you just need that next level player in order to be able to score against the really good goalkeepers. Here we are then at St Mary's against Southampton. It's a pretty nice stadium and kind of similar to Pride Park. It would be nice if you could use some of the actual Scan stadiums as yours in the career mode, but obviously because of licensing, I think we've seen Max Berg go to an 81, so that's good to see in that holding midfielder role. Obviously, when Knight does eventually move to a CDM, I reckon he will probably jump in a few stats. Looking at their team, they've gone for a 4-4-2 with Alex McCarthy in goal, Walker Peters, Garcia, Chambers and Mittelstadt at left back, then DJ Nepo, Ward-Prowse, DePaul and Armstrong on the right, then Mayeta and Danny Ings, our future striker, up front. So it'll be interesting to see how he does in this game, and we can really get a good test of what kind of player we've got in next summer. And it's going to be a really interesting summer, because the calibre of players that we'll be signing next summer will be, towards the 85 mark, and that's something I'm really quite interested in, because at the minute obviously we've got about an 80 rated squad. If you look at the rating, majority of the team is around 80, so in order to improve it, we're going to have to go at least for an 85 rated player to get it to that next level. And of course Bakayoko coming in to the midfield will increase the rating. Tries to get it around Bielik, it does deflect, but Bielik does win it, and we can get in the counter attack here. I don't really like it when it's got this low sun because of the shadows and everything, but got the ball out wide here to Kamil Josriak. Can he get a left footed shot off? Yes, he can, but McCarthy is there to save it and put it out for a corner. Chance here for Southampton. Ings in the box now. Cross to DePaul with the shot and into the near post. It does get Southampton into an early lead, and yeah, away from home it is much more difficult, and as you can see they've done well there with the ball. Danny Ings just playing it across, and then the central midfielder joining the attack, just outnumbering us. And I think this DePaul guy was linked to Leeds in the summer, so in real life that is, and yeah, he has gone to Southampton, so very good signing for them, of course, and going to have to try hard now to get that first goal for us. Joswiak on the counter-attack here, uses his pace to go around most of the defenders, but can he find the back of the net with the shot? Yes, he can. There we go. We do get back level there in the 37th minute, and yeah, it's a good counter-attacking goal, and obviously because of the corners, they were exposed at the back, and yeah, we managed to capitalise on that. I almost tempted to try Joswiak on the right-hand side, just to try and get him a few more goals. Only 6 this season so far. Rally it into Damari Gray. Tries to go around the final defender. Does quite well with the finish, and does find the back of the net to start off the second half. Really good goal away from home to pick up, and yeah, I'm quite surprised I managed to get around the man with the roulette there. Just got it out wide here, and I just rouletted in front of the left back, and I don't know, it just seemed, I'm sure he should have tackled me there, but he didn't, and managed to get through for his 5th goal of the season. Oh, I kind of had to do this, because if I didn't, then they would have just run straight through. It's a question of whether it's a red or not. It's just a yellow for Matty Clark, and yeah, we do need to think about getting those youth players on, and then we basically got one other substitution, whichever we want, so it's kind of frustrating, the situation where maybe we could have done with playing these youth players a little bit earlier in the season. Just about keeps it in, now into Fosu Mensah on the edge to Knight. Can he get the finish though? Yes, he can, and we do make it 3-1, and I think at this point we're in a bit more of a comfortable position. I can get that youth academy player on. I don't know if I'll bring on for Clark just so he doesn't get suspended with the second yellow, of course, or do I bring it on for Lowe, who's got quite low fitness? I think I'd rather go Lowe just because he's slightly more out of position there. Bielik with the ball out wide here. Ibe bringing it forwards. Obviously when you get that 2-goal advantage, it does make getting the third quite easy, and there we go. Georgie V does actually get himself a goal, first goal for the club for the academy player, and that wraps up this game quite nicely. But I just like the appearance of the academy players is what really lets them down. I think I can change them slightly, like I can untuck the shirt, I can get some better sock height on them, but you know, all in all, it's very difficult to I don't know, I just prefer people that are actually real. There we go, full time against Southampton. We do win 4-1 away from home. Bit of a shame we lost the clean sheet, but it was nice for Georgie V to get a goal on his 8th appearance, I think that is, so we need a couple more for him. I guess that'll make it a little bit easier once we get one of the players out of the way. It means obviously that other youth academy player just has to come in for the final 6 games. So with that win, we do actually go into the Europa League positions. We go 5th in the table now, and with only 5 games remaining in the Premier League, it's going down to the wire on whether we can do it or not. It will be good for next season, obviously, just to have Europa League football, but we're currently there on goal difference by 3 goals, so we do have a really tough run in towards the end of the season as well, with Arsenal, even Everton are a tough team next up. Burnley are about the only easy team, but yeah, Chelsea and Manchester City are going to be very tough games indeed. So yeah, we're going to go into this next game against Everton. I think there's enough of a gap. It's 3 days. I might be tempted to get rid of that training day and just go full rest up to the City game. Let me just quickly do that now, and then that way it means obviously the players will be slightly better fitness for that one, because we do want a best possible chance of winning that game. So yeah, let's go into the Everton game now. So I haven't actually put him on the bench, but he is considering retirement, but I think we've actually sold him to Granada, so I'm not too sure how that will work. So yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that because of I probably would have put Rooney on the bench if I didn't have to play with Georgie V and Yuan, but because we have to play with both of those, you know, we only really have one other substitution on top of that. We could have, I don't know, it's one of those where I'm not too fussed, but nevertheless. Looking at the Everton team, they do play Jordan Pickford in goal, Digne, Zagadou, Lindelof and John Joe Kenny, then Kovacic, Allen and Delph. Then front three of Callan Haglu and Berardi on the wings. Then Moise Keane up front. It's not the best Everton team in the world. You know, there's no Richarlison. I think he's gone to Bayern Munich. James Rodriguez isn't there, so it's a pretty beatable team. So hopefully we can get back-to-back wins away from home. Chance here through the middle. Cabral with the shot, and Cabral with the goal in the 10th minute to kick off this game very nicely. Obviously we did beat Everton 9-1 it was last time, and they obviously have seen that their defensive issues. I think in that last game they had like Sigurdsson, James Rodriguez, Muller, and I think even Callan Haglu was in that game. So, you know, in terms of defensively, they weren't that great, but they haven't exactly started off too well in this one, conceding in the first 10 minutes a good run from the Brazilian, and second touch scores the goal to make it 1-0. Vasquez with a bit of space here to run into. Can he get the finish with his left foot into the back of the net to make it 2-0, and good way to finish off the first half. Everton haven't exactly been that great, and obviously getting that 2-goal advantage away from home does make the world of difference. I just don't quite understand why the defence is so open at the back there, and he just gets his 18th goal of the season, which is phenomenal. We'll probably get him up to 20, and 30 years old, he is one of those that will obviously start to deteriorate, but I think for the time being, at least for the next season or two, he should be okay. Gray with the ball into the middle. Cabral's on the end of it with the header and into the back of the net. That's literally ridiculous. I booted it up with Ramsdale straight to Gray, and Cabral's found the back of the net there to make it 3-0 to end off this first half and to get his second goal, which is his 36th of the season. We could probably get him up to 40 goals, which is a little bit ridiculous. But I think with this Manchester City game coming up in 3 days' time, I'm almost tempted to sub players off now, in order not to, obviously, you know, players that have less than 80 fitness, maybe rest them up for the next game and just make sure we've got a fully fit team. That's why here early on in the second half. Can he finish the back? Yeah. I don't know if it's Everton. We've got Arsenal coming up again, but Everton and Arsenal are so easy to beat. I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's the formation. I don't know if it's the style of play. But at the back, just massively open. It does help that when you do get into like a 2 or 3 goal advantage, that the AI will literally just go ultra attacking and there won't be anyone at the back. But I'm glad we have made those substitutions to rest people up. I might even be tempted to take Bird off just so he doesn't get suspended. Chance here through the middle. Can Vasquez make it 5? Yes, he can. And we do wrap up this game quite nicely. Obviously, keeping the clean sheet now would be the ideal outcome with a 5-0 victory away from home. Going into that next Manchester City game gives us a lot of confidence, and we've managed to rest up Gray, Cabral and Bird, so they should be fully fit. There we go, full time against Everton at Goodison Park. It is a 5-0 victory away from home, which is very good indeed, and I don't know if it's just Everton or something, but they're just really, really easy to beat, and obviously it gives us the confidence in the next game, the semi-final against Manchester City. Here we are, the next game against Manchester City. I didn't actually realise Josrak is the top goal scorer in the FA Cup with 5 goals, so that's probably where he's got most of his goals. I think he's got about the same in the league as well. Ramsdale with a couple of clean sheets as well in his 4 games, so we're doing quite well in the FA Cup actually, which is good to see. Gives us a bit of confidence. Aguero obviously up there with 3 goals as well, which we will be coming against in this game. I think we've got a fully fit team, so that's good to see. One thing I can do is drop Georgie V for this game. I will need to bring on Yuan, but we can bring somebody in from the reserves. Here we are then at Wembley again. We were here for the playoff final about this time last year, so against Manchester City this time, not Nottingham Forest. Bit of a tougher opposition, so might not be as convincing as that playoff final win that we did get. But looking at their team, they are playing a 4-3-3 with Edison in goal, back 4 of Angelina, Laporte, Ake and Walker. Then I'm not too sure who that Herrera is. I don't know if it's the guy from Atletico Madrid. It begins with a Y. And then Fabian and Kevin De Bruyne, front 3 of Sterling, Kane and Bernardo Silva. It's a pretty good team. Other than that, Herrera, I'm not too sure who it is. Actually, I could actually check on this tab here just to see who it is. It's not the one from Atletico Madrid, so I'm not too sure who this guy is. Maybe he's good on career mode. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But yeah, we've got Liam Delap on the bench against his former club, of course. Maybe he'll be the hero in this game that we need off the bench with that pace, of course. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be very interesting. We've been in really good form at the minute, so I'm quietly confident, but obviously against City, maybe that won't happen. One-sided to Bird. Can he bring it forwards and potentially get us on an attack here? Do you need to wait for the runners? Now into Vasquez. Can he get a finesse shot off? Yes, he can, but a good hand from Edison. He has made a couple of saves so far. On to Joswiak in the box. Can he go around? Okay, yes he can. Can he get the finish? He can indeed, and we have got the first goal of this game in the 67th minute. It's taken us so long, but we have managed to find the breakthrough with Kamil Joswiak, who's been the top goal scorer in this competition, so it seems like he's loving it. And you know, it's Cabral with the ball down to, I think if that was Laporte and not Ake, Laporte stops that, but because it was Ake, we just got that extra yard of space, and it is his 6th goal in the competition. Now we need to consider what subs to make. As you can see, my fullbacks are absolutely dying of stamina. These next 5 minutes are absolutely crucial. They do have a big game next as well, Man City. They do play Liverpool, so that could be a title decider. And maybe they've taken their focus off this game, and we can capitalise. I've got Ibe on Fort Grey. I'm probably just going to do each substitution individually, just so I can run the clock down as much as possible. Tony Kroos here on for Manchester City, and we bring on Jordan Ibe, which shows how different the two squads are. But we have got a little bit of space here for Joswiak with the shot, but saved by Edison. Can't get the rebound in though. Born tonight here, he's got a bit of space. Laporte is unbelievable though, like trying to get around him. Like as you can see, he's just literally stops everything. If I had to sign a defender, Laporte definitely would be that man. Gone for the short corner this time, into Bielik with the header, but how Edison's saving these. Oh, that's not good. Fosu Mensah's absolutely dead. And Ferran Torres is bringing it forwards now. Tries to get it across, but Bielik does block it. He's still got the ball. Bielik blocks again. Blocks again. Knight, get up. Oh my god. Jesus, that was intense. I've got Yuan in on the last 1 minute 30 of the game, just running that clock down completely. And if we can hold on for this, then we have won the game. Just trying to break things up and stop Manchester City's attack. 30 seconds to go. It is the final attack of the game. Got in there with Ibe. Hopefully it's not a red card. If they do score in this last attack here, I will be very annoyed indeed. Can I get the wall? It's gone into the box. Bird clears it. Can Lawrence get there? Not quite. Oh, Jesus, this is horrible. Last attack of the game. It's run over the overtime. It's gone into the middle with the shot. This game is so rigged. Look at it. Look at the clock. And why is it not blown? I shouldn't have given away the free kick, but like, oh, look at the power on this shot from Foden though. Unbelievable. And I think it goes to extra time. Do we get an extra sub? That's the question. Because if I get an extra sub, then great. But if not, it's... Oh, they had like 2 shots all game as well. Do I have a substitution? Because that's the question. Yeah, I do. So, what do I bring on to potentially get us a goal? I'm almost tempted to go Liam Delap just because of that pace. Because now City have got the goal, it's going to be a completely different game. Lawrence into Cabral. Now cross to Delap. It's be something to obviously try out. Maybe I should have stuck to the formation, but I thought just because it is against his former club, I'm sure Liam Delap will want to score a goal. Jason Knight with the goal. What an absolute brilliant strike. I was going to swear then, but I can't. That is an unbelievable goal from Jason Knight outside of the box. Like, there's very few goals that he scored outside the box on FIFA, but that one is an absolute peach. He's just taking the touch with the shot, and Edison's not saving that one, and we've made it 2-1. To get us back into the lead, it's just really frustrating that we couldn't hold on for those literally that last attack scored. Came with the ball into Foden, gets a tackle in with Owen Clark. 3 minutes to go. I'm almost tempted just to run it into the corner, but I've got a chance here through the middle with Tom Lawrence. Can he get the finish? Yes, he can. There we go. We have got that third goal and made it a 2-goal advantage with 2 minutes left in the game. We should be heading to the final of the FA Cup, and Tom Lawrence, the former Man United academy player, does score against his rivals, of course. Really good goal from Tom Lawrence. Just his attacking position, like that run there from Tom Lawrence, like I don't see that very often from Joswiak, but Lawrence is always in the right place at the right time, and that should be that wrapped up. I don't know how this clock is still going. Like, City must have something with the ref where, oh, can only blow the whistle when we want you to. And there we go, we've finally done it. 3 minutes and 38 seconds over the time, and we do go to the FA Cup final. It'll be very interesting to see who the final is against. Kemal Joswiak and Knight and Tom Lawrence. That goal from Jason Knight was unbelievable, though. I don't know how he's... Let me just get the angle for it, because that was unbelievable from Jason Knight, literally out of nothing. Just thought, let's hit it, because there's a bit of space here. Didn't expect him to hit it into the top left-hand corner, and yeah, that goal is the reason. Well, I guess Tom Lawrence did make it extra, but as you can see, we had a lot of shots, but defensively City were just really, really solid. So it is going to be Chelsea in the final. Obviously, Frank Lampard against his former club. Going to be very interesting to see who comes out on top. We did actually draw against Chelsea in the league 3-3 at Stamford Bridge, so slightly confident. So with that, we do get 2 million prize money added to our transfer fee fund, I guess, but I don't think it'll get added until next season, which is quite odd. We do have a 96 manager rating, and I don't think I've ever seen a 100 manager rating. Not too sure if that's possible or not, but yeah, really happy with that win, and it does mean that this episode won't be the final one of the season. It means we'll play the Arsenal game. That deal for Bobby Duncan has broken down once again. It just doesn't look like he wants to go out on loan anywhere. But yeah, we'll play this Arsenal game. Then in the next episode, we kind of have a Chelsea warm-up game to see how we do against them. And then we have Burnley, Manchester City, and then of course the FA Cup game. So should be very interesting to see that next episode, of course, if we can win the FA Cup and whether we can stay in the top 5. So let's go into the final game of this episode against Arsenal, who we did beat 9-1, I think, earlier on in the season at home. And obviously we still need to get some points in the league to ensure we get that top 5 finish. I don't think it's possible to get top 4. But in terms of getting that 5th position, we've currently got a game in hand on Leicester, so if we can get a positive result in this game, anything between now and the end of the season, that would be great. Here we are then at the Emirates. It is a rainy day, which does make it slightly more difficult, because obviously the movement of the ball and the players isn't quite as quick, but as you can see, they are playing a 5-2-3 with Leno in goal. Zach Medley, I think he's a youth player, to be honest, holding Gabriel, Ginter and Cedric, then Guendouzi and Witsel in the middle, then Martinelli, Pepe and Aubameyang up top. It's it's going to be a very interesting race for those final Europa League spots, and obviously Arsenal are going to be definitely one of those chasing. We're currently in the driving seat with a game in hand, so this game, if we can get any positive result, like a draw or a win, that would be great. I don't think we've got many draws this season. I think most of them have been either wins or losses. I think we've only had like one draw all season. Pepe with the ball into Aubameyang. Early shot off the crossbar. I don't know how Ramsdale saved that. He's definitely come into his form in these last couple of games and really saved us, especially in that last game against City. He made some really big saves to keep the game level. Ball over the top here for Cabral. He's nicked it off the defender, and somehow we have made it 1-0 then, the 30th minute of the match. Literally out of nothing. Like, I thought the attack was dead there as soon as the defender got the ball, but obviously with that bit of strength that Cabral does have, managed to get the ball, and yeah, just going to watch this back. As you can see, I was trying to get the ball over, and then I thought, well, as soon as Holding's got it, then no problem, but apparently gave it straight back to him, and that is his 37th goal of the season. Still needs 3 more for that 40. Cabral with the ball here, running through quite nicely. Can he make it 2-0? Yes, he can, and there we go. We have made it 2-0, and within 5 minutes of scoring the first goal, get ourselves into a comfortable position, and it just seems like Arsenal and Everton are just really, really easy to beat, and I don't know, it's kind of odd because obviously they're very good teams, but I think defensively they're just really, really poor. I don't know if it's the formations they play or something. Georgie V with the ball here through the middle for Michy Batshuayi off the bench. Can he make it 3-0? Yes, he can. There we go. And that's what I want from Michy. I want him to come onto the pitch and get us a goal to just clean up games and make sure we get the 3 points. And he definitely fits the bill in terms of Cabral's style. So I'm not too worried if we do sell Cabral. Michy could definitely do a very good job indeed. And one thing I do want to ask you guys is actually do we play Michy Batshuayi in the games against Chelsea, both in the league and the FA Cup, in the next episode? Because obviously he's on loan against them. Technically he shouldn't be able to play against his parent club, but when Mason Mount and Tomori was on loan at Derby, they did play against Chelsea in the Cup, if you do remember. But I don't know if that was because Derby were, in a league below. Georgie Villa with the shot to make it 4-0. And yeah, just let me know, should Batshuayi be able to play in the games against Chelsea in the next episode, because we have got 2 against them. So I might be tempted to play him against Burnley and Man City. But there's the full-time whistle against Arsenal. 4-0 victory away from home again, and there's an off chance we could actually get that 3 away clean sheets. We didn't have much of the ball, but on the counter-attack, really solid. So I'm not too sure if this is a glitch or not, but Burn is leaving on a free at the end of the season, so I cannot give him a new contract. But he's, I don't know, kind of frustrating that is. But with that win, we do stay in 5th position with a game in hand still, so very good position for us at the minute. And yeah, with only 3, is it 3? Yeah, 3 games remaining in the season in the Premier League. Very, very good opportunity for us to finish off nicely. As you can see, Chelsea are in 7th with 56 points, who we do play in the next episode. So it will be a very good way to wrap up the season if we can get a couple of goals for Cabral, gets him onto that 40 mark. Same with Vasquez. If we can get one more, we can get him to the 20 mark. But yeah, we've just done really well. 27 assists for Vasquez in 32 games is ridiculous as well. Knight with a few, Ibe with a few, Sibley as well. Saying Sibley's not exactly played too much, he's done well. But we've only managed to get 4 clean sheets this season. And I think we're on a streak of 2 at the minute, so let me just quickly check that and see. Yeah, it's currently 2, so we have to get it in this next game against Chelsea if we want to tick off that objective. But I think with this 96 manager objective, we're doing pretty okay. One thing I can do now, if I go over to the centre mids, is actually drop Georgie V from the team now, because he's played those 10 games. It means he's done that objective. So now we just need to get another, I think it's 4 more games for Yuan. As you can see, we've absolutely smashed the objectives this season, which is great to see. So 2 youth players to the senior team and play them in 10 matches. So in my theory, in my head, we've done it correctly, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. So we will put probably Shinnie, maybe even Rooney. I don't know, I kind of want Rooney in there just for those final few games, just to give him a bit of a cameo send-off. Because we've not exactly needed Shinnie. It's just whether the likes of Lowe or Bird get low on fitness. But I think I'll go for Rooney. Rooney's really helped us in this career, and especially the first half. It's just a shame since coming into the Premier League. It's been very difficult. Bit of growth then to Christian Bielik, going to a 83 rated centre-back. Also a growth to Batshuayi, going to an 80. And yeah, overall, like, this squad's like really solid, and I think now's the time to actually look at some potential signings for next season. So if you guys have got any suggestions, make sure you do leave some comments down below. Obviously, takes about 30 days to scout a player, so in terms of next season, we'll definitely need a right back and a potential backup goalkeeper. So really depends on how much money we've got, what competitions we're in. I might look to bring somebody like Tomori back, great player. It might be a shout at right back, because I'm quite liking Fosu Mensah there as a defensive right back. He's doing quite a good job. So yeah, I think this shortlist that we do currently have is probably the ratings are not going to improve the team that much. I don't think we've got. We don't have a single 80 rated player that we haven't signed already on this shortlist. So we're definitely going to have to increase the quality of the signings that we do make. So yeah, hopefully guys did enjoy this episode. It means we get another episode in tomorrow with the 2 Chelsea games, Burnley and Manchester City. We should easily get the win against Burnley. If we can get a point against Chelsea, then that'd be great. The only thing that's given me quite a bit of confidence is that those games are at home, the tough ones. So we have been very good at home this season. We don't actually do. So it's Burnley. So we need to get a clean sheet against Burnley to take off the 3 clean sheets in a row. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting episode tomorrow. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this one. Make sure you do leave a like, rate, and if you did enjoy, and see you soon. Bye.